Hello, my lovely viewers. Welcome to another video of Sports on Fauzan Harun channel. And once again, we are back again, but we are back very sad, faced with the prospect of Chelsea team that has lost 2-0 at the King Power Stadium to Leicester City. And once again, clueless Frank Lampard has been exposed big time by Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers, remind you, is still been linked with the Chelsea job, and some of us do feel that he's among the few guys who can do the job at Chelsea. Only time will tell. Like, comment and subscribe if this happens to be your first time of joining me on this channel. And already there are so many topics regarding this match that I would like to touch on. And first and foremost, the issue of Christian Pulisic. And remember, in some of my previous programs, I made the point to the effect that Christian Pulisic, because he's been having some injuries for some time now, he's scared to push his legs in the game. Sometimes, remember, when I say he's too scared to put himself in the game, I trying to compare him with the era of Eden Hazard, whereby Eden Hazard is comfortable on the ball, dribbles and goes inside the box when necessary, he wins penalty or foul for us. With Christian Pulisic, it's different thing altogether. He's afraid to go into the box sometimes. At the final point in time, whereby you think he will get the penalty or foul for us, he will withdraw his legs. He withdraws his legs because of fear of potential injury, because he's been getting some injury, so he's scared to get another injury again. And once again, the issue is, what's the point of being scared when you are on the field, you are not delivering? He should rather go on and go without fear, to be fearless, so that when, God forbid, he gets even injured and Chelsea gets our points, it's better than staying on the field without doing anything and withdrawing your legs whenever there are some important balls to pick. And Christian Pulisic has lost form, and I don't blame him, but I blame Coach Lampard, Frank Lampard, for fielding him ahead of Hakim Ziyech in this game. Remember, in this game, I settled in my preview before the game. I settled on on Hakim Ziyech and Kalum Hudson-Odoi to be our attacking wingers in this game, with Tammy Abraham in the middle. Right, and Ziyech was on the bench, Hudson-Odoi started, Pulisic was again on the field, and Pulisic for some time in the last 4 or 5 games he's not been doing well, and so that was why in my preview I didn't select him as part of my preferred lineup for this game. Understandably, most Chelsea players are out of form. Yeah, most Chelsea players are out of form, and it's at this crucial point in time that you see the qualities that the coach is made of, because when players go out of form, it's the coach's duty to try to strategize them, make them get the best out of them despite being in poor form. And it's in this case that Lampard has failed under this circumstance. And a top player like Marcus Alonso is having a collision course, a problem, a beef with the coach, with the manager Frank Lampard. And I say Marcus Alonso is a top player. Sometimes when I say, people trying to think that I'm confused or crazy with respect to analysis on Marcus Alonso. No, he is the player that can shoot very well, strong force into the opponent's net to get goals for us. And remember, Ben Chilwell is ahead of him in the pecking order. Yes, I do agree. He was brought in for a big amount of money. But Ben Chilwell, when you look at him and Marcus Alonso has got a better experience in the Premier League. He's won the league before with Antonio Conte. And Ben Chilwell was with Leicester City. He didn't win the league. Leicester won the league earlier on, before even Ben Chilwell started playing in their first 11. And so I'm not trying to justify that Ben Chilwell should be dropped in the first pecking order to favor Marcus Alonso. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, Ben Chilwell should still be number 1 pecking order, but Marcus Alonso should be playing some of the games. You can see that Ben Chilwell is tired, and sometimes that's the problem with Frank Lampard. Most of his players are tired because he's having some beef and issues with some of the players. He doesn't play them. So he tends to use some little number of players that he's in comfortable terms with, like the Mason Mount, Reece James, and those guys, Ben Chilwell, who have been overused. And so they are tired. And even I don't know the reason why in our game against Fulham, Rudiger came in, he did well. And in this game, I was thinking Thiago Silva should have been rested so that Rudiger and Kurt Zouma will partner in the central defense. But Lampard maintained Thiago Silva, who has been used over and over and over again. Now he's tired. He's tired. You can see from his performance, he may do well, as you may see on the cameras, but he's tired. Psychologically, he's tired. And when Thiago Silva joined Chelsea, that was my point of concentration with respect to my analysis of him joining Chelsea. That I was thinking that yes, he's a good player, but the age is not on his side. And I highlighted age because I know in the Premiership, the December fixture will expose him. And truly, he was exposed during the December fixture. He was playing all right, but he wasn't fit enough. You saw in the way we were losing some of the games. I'm not saying it's wholly his fault. No, that's not what I mean. But he's part of the team, and so judging from his age, I'm making analysis to that effect that the contribution that he used to give us earlier on prior to December fixtures was far excellent than what he did in December because of fatigue. That was the main reason. You see, sometimes if you don't know so much about the game, you see player playing, you think that he's playing well, but psychologically he may be tired. So that is the case with respect to Thiago Silva, and Marcus Alonso's issue should be sought out by Frank Lampard. And some rumors in the tabloids has it that he's been given 3 games to save his job. Luton Town game in the FA Cup, Burnley, and one other game in the EPL to save his job. And I don't know how far things are going to pan out. And a tough tackling midfielder like Fikayo Tomori has been loaned out to AC Milan with an option for permanent purchase to AC Milan. How do you do that? And you have a coach like Lampard who even failed to bring out the qualities of Ross Barkley, and is now at Aston Villa doing well. So that is the kind of coach that we have. One lazy tacklers, a tough tackling midfielder like a defender like Fikayo Tomori has been sent out on loan, whilst lazy tacklers, players who can tackle so lazily, like Christensen, is still at the club. So that baffles me a lot. Like, comment, subscribe if this happens to be your first time of joining me on the show. And things are moving on from bad to worse in Chelsea right now. And the earlier Lampard rectifies the problem the club has, the better, because the nature of Abramovich is that he doesn't stick well with a non-performing manager. And clearly, records are clear. The records are clear that Lampard is now failing big time, and so he's putting most Chelsea fans in an uncomfortable manner. And also, these rumors that I'm hearing of Avram Grant coming, I think should be banished and cancelled entirely altogether, because Avram Grant even failed with Ghana in Africa, so we shouldn't be contemplating bringing him back to Chelsea again. And most of the players should lift up their spirit, because it's becoming increasingly difficult that if care is not taken, we may even lose out of the top 4. So that is the current scenario and situation we find ourselves in. Thank you very much for joining me on this show. Without much ado, I salute you and urge you to still continue to drum up the message of the channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend to join the channel and subscribe accordingly to join the community. Cheers. I love you wherever you are. Bye-bye. With one piece.